back to the basics. The most important thing that we can do to ensure our body's longevity and freedom of movement is learning to stabilize our spine, which means learning to pressurize our torso, which requires we get into a good neutral position, like so. Now, where most people default is an extended passive position. And yes, we do have to be actively involved in stabilizing our spine. This doesn't mean building tension, because you'll hear me repeat over and over how important it is to release tension. But here's what happens if I am totally passive, fully relaxed, letting gravity have its effect on me. And like I mentioned, this is where people often default. Straight spine, right? But no, that is not a happy spine. That is a compressed, compromised spine. So I release the tension that's pulling me into extension and resist the temptation to use my abs to pull me into flexion, which allows me to access my obliques. So the obliques are the main muscle that help to stabilize the shape of our torso. And you can see mine beginning to engage here as I get to the end of my exhales. And I'll show you more definitively in a moment. But these are the muscles that we're trying to discover, rediscover, and learn to cooperate with. So I'm not building tension as I exhale, but as I empty more and more of the air in my lungs, they turn on by themselves. And you can see when I lifted my hand, they really turn on, because now they're fighting the rotation, which is a result of removing one of my supports. So, yes, we release tension in order to get into the shape, but then we continue to blow out more air and muscles start to activate again. So see, I can move my spine in any direction I choose still, but as I'm training, I'm teaching my body to be stable as a priority and then move from that position of stability. This helps us be safer in all of our movements. And now I'm going to go into more of a traditional plank, which is a really challenging position, especially if we're not going to compromise our spine. So up we go, not going into extension. You'll notice my hips are still in a slightly flexed position, but I can exhale and release tension to allow me further into hip extension without extending my spine. And I can pressurize because I'm neutral, and then I can exhale and release more tension and go further into extension, hip extension. And you can see my obliques are maintaining the shape of my spine. So give that a try. That'll really challenge the stability of your spine and how aware you are of the shape. So now I'm going to start in a passive extended position and show you how we can, without using our abs, like I do here, keeping my spine short, get into a neutral position. So no abs. First, I'm going to exhale and allow my pelvis to rotate back into posterior tilt, feeling my hamstrings pull it under me, releasing the tension in my hip flexors, allowing my hips to move. And then I'm going to think about, as I exhale, my ribs, my front ribs are moving closer to my pelvis. And again, I'm not using my abs to pull these two areas together. But as I release tension and exhale more air, I can feel my torso getting smaller and my anterior torso getting shorter, which allows my posterior torso, my spine, to lengthen. So front side is getting shorter, back side is getting longer. It's just a give and take. And you should really be able to feel the tension releasing in your spine, especially your low back. This is where so many of us hold a lot of tension. And the neck, of course. You should be able to feel your neck, the top of your head, reaching further toward the wall that it's facing. And you can really see a difference between how my neck is now